instead. That's nice to see. So even though we haven't seen North Georgia really be able to march forward with a lot of convincing attacks, at least the back line up until now has been secure. Can't get the read on the bounce, and that's finally our first goal. 10 seconds to go for Kennesaw trying to close this one out.
Yeah, still with the pressure here from Kennesaw. Now only our second demo. This one from downtown, and that's going to be an own goal here at 3 seconds. We spoke a little too soon here, Danger Talk. Slavip, left side, little tap, not really taking away possession. Now definitely does. This player going up, the double tap. Dog and North Georgia come from behind victory with the Puma symbol on the side.
As we've seen many time with new rosters in the beginning of the semester, this might be the first time these players are really playing together at all. So this is really setting the tone for how you guys all click together. Kwong trying to bury one here on the near post, and he does just that. Better. Might be able to pad those stats. Kwong throwing it right back in. That should be open, but it's just wide instead.
Almost gets the nose down onto it. A couple members fighting, twisting, and now an open net the other way going for North Georgia. Nobody's almost hitting payload. Now is Joel. A little soft hit right there. Kind of just puts it in the breadbasket of a couple North Georgia players. That's really, really bad as this one comes all the way down from the other side.
Being able to con the defense out of a clear that gets you the ultimate goal, as we will be able to enter into that 1-1. Maybe not for long as that clear gets away. Dog into Archie, and well worked from North Georgia. Safe to the side. They're feeling like heroes. They're keeping it up. Slavip into the ceiling. Sharky doesn't get it. Joel with a deflection. It's Quonk at 0. Dog in the way. Another save. North Georgia will very much so take that ball hitting the grass. Overtime somehow.
Now coming up for the serve. Dog down. That's a bouncer just a little bit too high though as Sharky tries to continue the theme. Down bottom. And Archie does it here for North Georgia. Set up all day long. Now shoots in right now, but Quonk is going to win that 50. He's screaming off to the side, bounce off some wall, and now in his middle until North Georgia gets another shot at it.
Let's be open for Dog, and they will make no mistake. Quonk, I gotta say, a great effort, but sometimes you need something even greater. You're seeing a player get thrown all the way across, like Joel's really just flailing, and you're thinking, okay, well, I probably have enough time to go to the corner, and then instead, it is in your net, something they're becoming quite familiar with as a feeling. There's a number.
Demo does come through, those Dog taking down a Kennesaw State member. Back to the middle, screaming up to this one.
Welcome to week 2 of ECC. We're here right in the middle of a match between Staten Island and Florida State. We got iTheta and Nick Jam going at it, and well, we're already underway.
Yeah, that we are, and I'm just so happy to be here. Of course, it's going to be Kilo Miles leading in on all the action, and I am Captain Ahsoka, going to be your co-host and commentator for today. And already, before we can even get the introductions done, the first game is already over.
Yeah, so iTheta was hungry for blood, so was Nick Jam, but didn't get quite so lucky because that was a 3 stock right there, my friend. Yeah, so iTheta is here, and I gotta say, I'm happy to see it. He is one of the biggest grinders in Florida. I see him at the weekly pretty much every single week, sometimes twice a week, sometimes thrice a week. He's always on that grind. Meanwhile, Nick Jam coming in here representing some new blood on the block, and already, well, there's a little bit of splatter.
Yeah, and again, you know, coming through, what was that? Is that the Ike pick? Just out of nowhere. And, you know, when it comes to, like, the Fire Emblem sorties, I'm just so used to seeing Roy. You know, our boy Roy all the time, all day, and also Bailiff. You know, I got to get my Bailiff pick in there as well. You know, again, actually, Bailiff is probably, like, my go-to, to be completely honest. But, again, I haven't seen Ike gameplay, like, solid Ike gameplay since Brawl. But, I mean, so far, so good for FSU. I mean, maybe they're bringing back the Brawl mechanics.
Yeah, it feels like iTheta's on a different sortie every single week. Last week he was on the Pyramithra, but honestly, Ike's not a bad pick. We see some of these incredible plays all the time. It's all about the kill confirms. You were talking about Byleth earlier, and that's where Ike thrives too. One landing Nair can set up for so many kills at so many percents. Nair back air, Nair up B, Nair up air. Doesn't matter where. If you get hit by Nair, you might just be dead, and we're heading over to the Ken. Okay, Nick Jam, show me what you got.
I absolutely love this. You know, the Ken pick is always so fun to watch, and honestly, not the worst counter to a sortie either. And, you know, whenever I see Ken, you know, I'm always thinking about Jazzo. When I got to see Jazzo just wreak havoc on Ken and just do so well, and they really set the precedence on how that character should be played. So I'm really interested to see how this matchup goes against Ike, especially after Ike just took a dominating win.
So in theory, yeah, iTheta has the advantage because of the range, but a lot of Ike's gameplay is landing on top of your opponent, and when you're on top of Nick Jam, he can get combos just like that. However, when iTheta gets the hit, then it's Nick Jam popped into the air, and that's no good. Especially when you're knocked off stage, Nick Jam trying to recover, going high, but gets knocked out of the air by the forward air, swatted away. Can he get it again? Waits for the air dodge, but he misses the up B!
That is so awesome. Like, you could tell that iTheta just is going for broke here. You know, they're not leaving anything on the table. They are just being absolutely reckless, and I'm all here for it. It's high risk, high reward. And, you know, that's a lot of fun. They were able to get that up B stock limb in the first game. They missed it here on the second, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see iTheta go for that a third time.
Yeah, Nick Jam trying to lay on the pressure with those special cancels, but is not really getting too aggressive. I don't actually blame them because Nick Jam could get destroyed in that approach. As you can see, even in the juggle, iTheta is just not letting Nick Jam get a moment to breathe. Nick Jam trying to get aggressive now, but even through the jab, the super armor lets iTheta get an advantage, charging up the neutral special by the edge, but that's not going to be enough to edge guard them this time, and yet every time Nick Jam gets back to the center, it's right back to the edge for them.
Yeah, and take a look at this again. You know, iTheta just taking complete control, and they're doing really good on the edge guard because they're forcing Nick Jam back to center stage, and then after that, it's just going to be an up air that just deals so much damage. And, you know, they were constantly going, you know, for these big hits, and it's like Nick Jam doesn't have any place to go. They can't go off stage, they can't go for the recovery, and they can't go up platform either. You know, it's just like iTheta has their number, and so finally Nick Jam able to even us up at one stock apiece.
Yeah, because it was so fast, we forget that the last game was a 3-stock. Nick Jam already making this way closer for comfort, but iTheta getting that forward smash here, goes for the spike, but again, just swats them away. Scramble on the edge right here, but Nick Jam forced to regrab. Are they going to regrab again? No, they get the hit with the Shoryuken, and now it's Nick Jam back on stage. One hit's all they need, but are they even going to get back to the ground, get a combo started?
Ooh, already you can see Ken trying to get right back to work, but they're in the red. They're in the critical percentages. One solid hit, and honestly, from Ike, nearly every hit is solid, as that will just about do it. It's the up air to get the final stock, and another round win going to iTheta from FSU.
And that's what we were talking about right in the beginning. That's what makes Ike so deadly. His game plan at the beginning of the game is the same as the middle of the game, is the same at the end of the game. He's going to combo you low percent with Nair, high percent at Nair. It doesn't matter. One hit is all he needs. It's Nair. It's all purpose. Like, he's just going to get destroyed at every single percent because Ken has one combo breaker tool, and it is literally explicitly combo breaker. It's that focus, but as we can see, iTheta is more than willing to wait that out every day of the week.
Absolutely. And, you know, again, like we were saying, like, it feels like every hit from Ike is just, you know, kill potential. I mean, it's not, clearly. They got to put in a little bit of work, but every single time that we see iTheta just create an opening, it's usually never just one hit. They usually just follow it up, you know, into the up B, and goodness gracious, they go for so many up Bs, it's hard to keep track of when they're just going to suicide dive off stage or if they're just going to try and apply damage. But regardless, I really love just watching this Ike go to work because they're also really good in the air. And Ike, honestly, their recovery not that great off stage, but when you can like find a good temperament, especially, with the way that we're seeing iTheta play, it amazes me how good they actually are off stage with a character who is so limited off stage.
Yeah, and even those few little slips, like that up B not quite grabbing the ledge, it's still, well, it doesn't limit them. It shows that they have options, and it forces Nick Jam to respect them every single time. It expands the decision tree, and then all of a sudden, you're trying to get back off stage, and you're like, wait, are they going to cover low? Are they going to cover high? And that's because iTheta is demonstrating that they're willing to cover those options.
And I got to tell you again, we're seeing a good amount coming from Ken here, but I'm wondering if they're going to stick to it. I don't know what the rule set is, because again, I'm involved in a lot of different Smash leagues, so I don't know if you can change characters like midway through. I wouldn't see why you couldn't. It would make sense to me, but I would honestly, and again, oh my God, I'm about to get so much heat for this, but I wouldn't mind seeing a Little Mac go up against Ike, just because I've been seeing a lot of good Little Mac play, and you know what? iTheta have a lot of these just big swing knockback potential moves. I want to see them get a taste of their own medicine. So the KO punch, I think, would be a great fit here.
I mean, Nick Jam's not too far off with that Shoryuken. It kills at frighteningly low percents. I mean, it got over 100 for iTheta there, but realistically, Nick Jam could be getting these kills at 60-70% every single time, but the problem is every time they're going for these openings, they're met with the super armor of iTheta. High recovery right there, not quite covered, so that means Nick Jam is back on the stage, and they're able to get a little bit of an opening here. Unfortunately, not quite enough, because that Nair up air once again, that confirmed defining this game.
Yeah, iTheta already building a lead here, and you already know they're playing in the lap. The great edge guard out towards the forward air, and then they're going to go for the up B again. It doesn't land, but Nick Jam still can't recover. Like you said, it's just the threat of that up B on the side that really hinders Nick Jam's decision-making.
And just goes for that early Shoryuken, and I respect it. You gotta pull the trigger on these. You gotta go for high risk, and yeah, it's not worth it. But there's that overcommittal off-stage play, like we said. It's threatening, yeah, but it's costing iTheta life. Can Nick Jam turn this around? They get one opening. A perfect play is all you need, but doesn't get it this time.
Oh, nice forward throw off of the edge. Not going to be able to confirm, though, as yet another final elimination goes the way of iTheta. And if I'm not mistaken, that's 3 up, 3 down. FSU take the dub.
Yeah, like we said, iTheta was 100% the more experienced player coming in here. Been on the grind for years and years and years. And, I mean, even at FSU, iTheta has been just a terror, a menace for a long time now. So it's not surprising to get the win over Nick Jam, a newcomer, a freshman over there at the College of Staten Island. But 3-0 is a 3-0. That's all she wrote right there. That is iTheta from FSU taking the win.
And a pretty dominating win at that. I mean, again, that has to be, we really need to keep track of the playtime, because I feel like that was somewhat of a record. That felt like a speed run coming from iTheta. They played so well, and they wasted no time. Even when it came to, just going for the win, going for the stocks, they, sometimes we even saw they got a little bit too overzealous and took their own stocks. But again, they just threw caution to the wind and was just out for blood. And you know what? They found it, and they found it in quantity. Again, it really just felt like one of the speediest best of fives I've seen so far here at Smash for Esports U.
It really was, and because that was so fast, there's going to be just a little bit of a break, and by a little bit, I mean quite a bit, because at 7 p.m., Esports U will be back with Week 2 of ECAC Rocket League. It's going to be the College of Staten Island once again versus Concord University, so be there or be square, but get a little break, get some dinner, and come back for even more esports action at 7 p.m.
That's nice to see. So even though we haven't seen North Georgia really be able to march forward with a lot of convincing attacks, at least the back line up until now has been secure. Can't get the read on the bounce, and that's finally our first goal. 10 seconds to go for Kennesaw trying to close this one out.
Yeah, still with the pressure here from Kennesaw. Now only our second demo. This one from downtown, and that's going to be an own goal here at 3 seconds. We spoke a little too soon here, Danger Talk. Slavit, left side. Little tap, not really taking away possession. Now definitely does. Display going up, the double tap. Hugh Dog and North Georgia come from behind victory with the Puma symbol on the side.
As we've seen many time with new rosters in the beginning of the semester, this might be the first time these players are really playing together at all. So this is really setting the tone for how you guys all click together. Kwong trying to bury one here on the near post, and he does just that. Better. Might be able to pad those stats. Kwong throwing it right back in. That should be open, but it's just wide instead.
Almost gets the nose down onto it. A couple members fighting, twisting, and now an open net the other way going for North Georgia. Nobody's almost hitting payload. Now is Joel. A little soft hit right there. Kind of just puts it in the breadbasket of a couple North Georgia players. That's really, really bad as this one comes all the way down from the other side.
Being able to con the defense out of a clear that gets you the ultimate goal, as we will be able to enter into that 1-1. Maybe not for long as that clear gets away. Dog into Archie, and well worked from North Georgia. Safe to the side. They're feeling like heroes. They're keeping it up. Slavip into the ceiling. Sharky doesn't get it. Joel with a deflection. It's Quonk at 0. Dog in the way. Another save. North Georgia will very much so take that ball hitting the grass. Overtime somehow.
Now coming up for the serve. Dog down. That's a bouncer just a little bit too high though as Sharky tries to continue the theme. Down bottom. And Archie does it here for North Georgia. Set up all day long. Now shoots in right now. The Quonk is going to win that 50. Seems screaming off to the side. Bounce off some wall and now ends middle until North Georgia gets another shot at it.
Let's be open for Dog, and they will make no mistake. Kwong, I gotta say, a great effort, but sometimes you need something even greater. You're seeing a player get thrown all the way across, like Joel's really just flailing, and you're thinking, okay, well, I probably have enough time to go to the corner, and then instead, it is in your net, something they're becoming quite familiar with as a feeling. There's a number.
Demo does come through. Those Dog taking down a Kennesaw State member. Back to the middle, screaming up to this one, now to the left side. All three members right here. This is a very bottled up defense, and Sharky takes a bite.
No one even there because, frankly, I think Kennesaw thought that bounce was going to be going a different direction. Same maybe with the defense here for UNG. They can't read it. Slavip does. It's 1-1. They were actually on the far side waiting for an awkward touch and then dove in and actually used their flip angle to throw it right back in the middle. Of course, I'm talking about them. And meanwhile, it's just Swiss cheese for Kennesaw. They're getting sliced through by the blade that is the UNG attack. How about Joel trying to show them how it's done? It's a little bit too soft, a little bit of a double commit even. Quonk near post, that's a miss. Slavip, that's a miss. Joel, that's a miss. Everybody swinging at it. Get these people some corrective lenses because it's Sharky on the far side with the clear vision from the teammate. My goodness, my heart.
And there's really no need for them to. There's only one way that they can come in. This is perfect execution, and with all 5 members left up standing, they only have one opportunity to get in there. Raga, 3 kills on the board, make that 4! Raga on fire already in a flawless first round here. Raga. As much as I respect this B wall being put here, the problem becomes is that they have the weapons to really mess things up. Oh, Asafai not clear the corners, up in the air.
No way!
Sunflower still walks away before finally being taken down with 2 kills. Gonna blast them right in. Parker's gonna try and fight it. 2 concussed in heaven, but they're not gonna get any advantage out of this breach ultimate. Beautiful from Killavati. What a way to fight that out. And now wrapped in it, the nightmarish embrace of Glore. USCA finds every single player of GCSU. In comes the Prowler. Mattis Hatter. It's just not many. It's head after head after head. 3 in a row. They are not stopping. They are putting a hat on each and every single one.
Ties us up 4-4, but with this weapons disadvantage and now player disadvantage, what else to be done other than lay down and die? USCA winning split 13-1. The most, if their accuracy stands to boot. Now, unfortunately, I'm not so far, but who cares when B gets a 4K and rips this team apart on this site A. A beautiful performance. All she has. Haddest. I don't know. That's what it is now. Lord Ian, last one left standing. Lord Ian, the 14th. Last one left standing.
They don't have time.
Up, and nobody's got time to plant, Sam. Great eye, my friend. Lord Ian clutches the round technically, but a win is a win is a win. The Elim to boot! How insulting!
Parker needs to make the magic happen. They have their ult. They have the smokes available to them, but they have seen them. They need to throw it down. In comes the Molly and Mattis Hatter to finish it up with the Odin kill. And there you have it. USCA. I said it right this time. are going to be able to take this map of Ascent, and they're going to be able to take this series 2-0.